What's up, guys? Westgate with Intentional Fitness, and today I'm going to show you how to grow your shoulders. Without further ado, let's get into it. So first up, we're going to be doing a shoulder press with a neutral grip. The reason we're doing neutral grip is because we really want to target that front deltoid rather than the medial deltoid. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that neutral grip, and our target zone is somewhere between the bottom of our chin and our nose for the bottom half, and then we're pumping it up, but we're not actually locking that weight out. The reason we're not locking it out, it's also a drop set, by the way, so it's getting a little nastier. The reason why we're pumping it up and we're not locking it out is because we want constant tension on that front delt. You don't want to be locking it out because that's going to shift that tension from the delt into the tricep. The other thing you want to be thinking the whole time is to actually be pushing the weight away from your body rather than pushing your body away. You don't want to be activating your chest. Our final drop set comes in right here, and at this point we are just trying to get as much blood into that muscle as possible to grow so that we can get all the oxygen and nutrients into that muscle for more growth. So like I said, we're just trying to get all the blood into that muscle, so we're going AMRAP right here, as many as you can do. Next up, we have our lateral raise. This is kind of a 21 style, so we're going to do the top half of the lift first. You're going to use a lighter weight. You're constant tension on this, guys. So you're not trying to sling the weight up. You're trying to push the weight away from your body rather than thinking of raising it. What this will do is this will make sure that you're staying in that lateral head and you're not creeping up into your traps or anything like that. The other thing is keeping that elbow flared at the proper position. Squeeze that dumbbell in your hand so that it locks your bicep into place. That's also going to help keep that elbow angle. Next up, we have the full range of motion here. So you just did the top half. Now we've got the full range of motion. And basically the difference here is you're coming all the way down to just in front of your hips. You're not slinging it. You're not using the momentum to get it up. You're coming to a complete stop at the bottom each time. And then you're squeezing that weight away from you. Push it away from your body. Next up, we're going to do the bottom half of this portion. Now with this, you're going to go a little bit heavier. This should be almost impossible for you to raise all the way up. That's the type of weight that you need to be using because that's going to be the proper stimulus for this. You're trying to overload that muscle and really push as much blood in there as possible. From here on, it's just AMRAP again. So you're just trying to get as many reps as you can possibly do. As you can see, this one definitely exhausts you. Next up, we have YTAs. Now, you can do this bent over or you can do it on a bench. I like to do it on a bench because I'm trying to isolate my shoulder. My lower back typically has a little bit of an issue being bent over for an extended period of time. And this is 30 reps by the end of it because you're doing it at in three different planes of motion to hit all three heads of the shoulder. So because of all of that nonsense that I just spit out at you, we're going to be on a bench for this one. Now, that front one is our Y. We're going to be coming up, thumbs down, out to the side, thumbs out, and behind us, thumbs pointed to the ground. That's how you want to think about this. And again, pushing the weight away from your body, away from midline, not just raising the weight up because that's going to start targeting different muscles. So for example, on the first two, you're going to be getting a lot of trap activation, a lot of scapular retraction. And then on that bottom one, if you're still trying to if you're still trying to lift, you're going to end up getting into your lats. So this whole time, you're trying to stay in the shoulder. If you start feeling it elsewhere, reset and refocus your mind back to where it needs to be so that you're in the right plane of motion. And finally, guys, this is my favorite shoulder exercise. We're doing W raises here. I didn't have a whole lot of pressing movements in this simply because I had just hit chest the day before. My front delt was already kind of toasted. So we're really trying to focus on that lateral head today because I'm hitting back the next day. So the rear delt is going to get a lot of action. So with all of that said, focus on that medial delt. This is actually going to involve both your medial and your rear delt as well as some of your rotator cuff. As far as how you want to do this movement, it's almost like a face pull where you're trying to get your wrist to beat your elbow back, but you're actually raising and rotating all at the same time. And then we switch arms and we go straight into it. This is a non-stop exercise. You're not getting any rest because you're just switching arms each time. Make sure that you keep that intensity up the entire time. That's where we're going to grow a lot. A lot of people are worried about progressive overload, but really as long as you're keeping it intense and you're keeping it to where you're basically exhausted at the end of every set, you're hitting what you're trying to do. So again, we're trying to really try to get that wrist back and beating the elbow back. I like to grab the seat with my offhand. It just helps me stabilize a little bit. It also makes it to where I'm not swinging it back and using a whole lot of back. Guys, if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below for more. Thank you and have a great day.